Hey, what's up? I'm Mark Terbolini, and in this video I'm prepping these posts. I have some white pillars in the front of the house. I'm sure you've seen it in other videos, and I'll show them a little bit later. But I'm going to put these posts in where the white columns are and just basically swap them out so I have a nice kind of like a red cedar kind of look. It'll kind of warm the place up a little bit. So I wanted to go with something a little bit larger. So I went with, instead of a 4x4 post, I went with a 6x6 post. So it's a lot bigger. And all that I could find locally was rough cut lumber, which means it hasn't gone through like the milling process to make it really nice and smooth. It is actually really rough, as you can see here. I've actually worked on these already. This one needs to be worked on. This is my last post to work on. So this is the third one I'm doing now. You can see it's like pretty rough. A lot of jagged edges. Definitely get splinters on this guy. So what I'm doing is I picked up a whole bunch of sandy belts. I got this sander. It was like, I don't know, maybe like $100 or less. Just a corded electric sander. Got a bunch of these belts, and these I believe are like 36 grit. I found the lowest grit I could find, so it would like really pull up and shave off as much material as I could to really get a bunch off. And then I picked up some 80 and kind of going back over it with that afterwards to really help kind of smooth it out. So this one's been done here. You can see this one's like really nice and smooth. I could go over it again with like a lighter, like maybe like a 120 if I wanted to make it really, really smooth. I don't know if I'll do that, possibly. But these two have been done. This one I need to do, this one's on its way. So I just kind of wanted to show the process here in case you want to do this for yourself. And this is actually rough cut lumber, so 6x6. If you measure it, it is actually 6x6 inches, like 6x6. It's not smaller. Like usually like a 2x4 or something like that is smaller than 2x4 inches. This one is actually 6x6 rough cut. And if it went through the milling process, it would be less, like 5.5, 5.75, something like that. So I bought post bases for this that I'll show later. That fit 6x6 rough lumber, and it fits perfectly. So just keep that in mind. There's a difference between rough cut and nominal lumber. This is rough cut. So I'll just show you kind of my process here. Basically what I'm doing actually real quick is I'm going over it with this heavier grit. I'm going down one way, turning around the other way, and going this way, back and forth, probably about 3 or 4 times until I get a nice, pretty nice smooth finish, something like this. And then after that, I go do all the sides with the 80, and then I basically put it to that end and scooch everything down. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. Also, it's a good idea to have earplugs because this does get loud. So I've been wearing earplugs to protect my hearing. I'm also wearing glasses and a mask just to cut down on anything flying into my eyes and breathe in a whole bunch of sawdust. So wear whatever protective gear you think you need and go from there. And after I do a couple passes, I could take a rag, kind of just wipe it off to kind of see where I'm at, see what kind of rough edges I have, how much more I need to take it down. So looking at it, I can see there's still quite a few kind of rough edges in here. So I'm going to keep at it. whole post has been sanded with 36 grit. So I'm now going to go switch over to the 80 to give it a smoother finish. One to be aware of, when you're sanding, these belts and this thing can get extremely hot. Like I burned myself earlier a little bit, just barely touching it. So be safe. Don't go in there and just grab it right away because it could be extremely hot, which is the case here. So that's why I'm using these pliers here to kind of grab it and pull it off without using my fingers. Yeah, that's really hot. This is really hot too, so just be careful. Also, one thing to be aware of, when you get these belts, there's arrows in there. See the arrows? You want to make sure that goes in the direction of which way the belt is turning. So, like this turns this way, so follow the arrows and go that way with it. Otherwise, the belt will fall off a little bit prematurely and break. So I'll slide this on there. We're good to go. All right, so I finished up the board. Take a look here. So this is the finish. Sorry, my hand's like super dirty. This is the finish here after sanding it all. This is like before. So you can see, like, you can't really see the wood grain very well on that one. So this one hasn't been done yet. But you come over to this one, you start to see more character of the wood. Especially if I rotate it here. This has a lot of grain. So you couldn't really see that before as much. It was really rough. So now that it's sanded down, you know, it looks really nice. And then once I throw probably throw some transparent stain on there, it'll really make it look really nice. So I just want to kind of show the process in case you want to do this yourself. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm going to keep you posted on when these get put up. I'm going to take down the pillars, use post bases, drill into the concrete, the whole 9 yards to get these up, and I'll check in a little bit later when I do that. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.